Hello everyone and welcome again to Alcalá Technology. Look what we have here. We have a Porsche 993 from 1995. Well, a different one from all the ones that we did before. As you can see, the car is coming straight from England. And yeah, well, I want to show you the different rusty places that we have. Quite hard work, let's say, because we have rusted part under the front windshield. Also, we have rusted parts in the back. So what we're gonna do is full strip down of the body elements. So front, rear hood, doors, all the fenders. Change the rear lights. Yeah, so the car is going to be totally different and totally brand new when we finish with these restorations, because at the same time we're going to change all the rubbers that they are already gone and totally cracked because of the age. And yeah, so let's give to this Porsche 993 new life. And in 3, 2, 1, I give you some images of how the car status is. Thank you. Hey, if you have arrived here, please give us a like and subscribe. Bye.
No tiene dos modelos, ¿no?
Sí, del cristal de la puerta, ¿cuál es la guía? Estas dos entiendo que son las que están...
Sí, no,
O sea, no hay guía. Vale, son estas, ¿eh?
Las dos. Mira, papi. Por el gancho, sí, sí.
Con medio techo en la mano.
¿Está bien? Es el tono.
So, you can see how hard we are working. This car coming from England, full of rust, incredibly. You will see as soon as we can remove, if we can, the rear glass, you can see that under here we have full of rust. because of the water, you know, so it's always raining, and it's nice because it's everything green, but in for cars, this is what we have. So yeah, let's continue.
Con eso sí entra agua.
So you have seen that we have removed all the paint that this bonnet was having. It was having 3 to 4 layers of paint. Sorry for the noise because we are doing an Alpha, we are doing the Porsche, and we are fully both of, well, noise, let's say. Now we have the process of epoxy. You have seen this that we did before. We will let it dry during 24 hours, and then we start working the tape and the steel again. So yeah, let's continue. Hey, if you have arrived here, please give us a like and follow us. Thank you. So here we are inside of the cabin booth. All the parts are ready after the guys were working super hard. And yeah, now we are doing this. Well, as you can see, it's totally different procedure. These yellow patches is because we want to cover the metal that was appearing when we were sanding. So now with this we are closing totally to avoid future rust for these parts. So at least what we have is the metal, then we have the epoxy, we have some places that we had to put a little bit of putty after hammering some spots that we were having, and for the edges that it's really normal that when you are sanding you can peel it. So we have this product. I'm really happy because it's actually the peeling and it's like super wet. It's not really thick, and it's, I think, really helpful for what we're gonna have here and for this car going to UK again. So let's continue with the primer. So, you have seen that now we have the primer, a primer which is black. You can see, and let me point this, that how the primer is not really thick, because what we don't want is a really thickness of a primer. So what we're gonna do is 2 layers of black, which is the basic of the car. So at this Porsche is the color A1 of Porsche, black one. So we have black base. After that, these 2 layers that I will cover all the putty that we had to put and everything in a single smooth surface. We're gonna apply white. So after we have the black totally dry, we're gonna have white on top, so we can work the white until we arrive to the black. So that will mean that we have the surface of these Porsches, which are really cool to work, because all these rounded are really, I mean, for the ones that we have passion, this is the best. All these curves, better than a woman. So yeah, let's continue with all the layers and you will see, and at least you know why we're gonna finish the car on white, because we need to work this to have a perfect finish. Hey, if you have arrived here, please give us a like and follow us. Bye! Hello! So let's continue with the Porsche 993. What we're gonna do now is to clean the engine bay with the dry ice. Why I have the tape? Because I'm gonna cover all the holes that the dust that I'm gonna create, removing all the oil stacked in some places. You see that how the aluminum alloys are getting dark because of the time, and you will see how with the machine we're gonna make shine everything again, even all the plastics. So let's continue putting tape into the intakes, and after that we will continue adding the ice into the machine, which you will see. I don't know if many of you know about the dry ice. We were one of the first in Spain to have it. It's quite weird to have such a machine, as they are quite difficult to find. But yeah, so other brands, they create them and so on. This one is from Germany. It's working really, really well. And yeah, so let's start. Let's grab some ice. As you can see, the dry ice is minus 80 degrees. So as soon as it touches the part, it cracks and it disappears. Because actually, this is a really nice way to clean things, even electric, as here we have a lot of connectors and so on, because we have no water with that. So what we're gonna do with that is only air. So we introduce it into the machine. You're gonna add 2 or 3 scoops, and we're gonna start. I will show you all the way how it is looking, and yeah, so let's start. So we have the machine ready. Let's start. I will cover my ears because the noise of the air is really annoying all the time, and also my eyes because some chip can come into my eyes. So let's start. So what we have here is air, and at the same time with the Venturi we have the dry ice coming in. So you can see I have the dry ice going out. So let's start. Here you will see, record that because this is going to be amazing. So as you can see, we're gonna reach the point that we have the part again how it was at the beginning when it was brand new. So we will continue. Maybe some of the parts we cannot reach the point of a new part, as maybe we need to add a little bit of some material or scratch a little bit, as they were really old at that time. For example, let's add This is working really well also in plastics, because the plastics are recovering the original color of a plastic. You can see here the difference between what I did and what I didn't do. And for example, how we can remove here that we have all the grease with all the edges, the water and everything. With just a few seconds, you will see how we remove all of this. I can bet that anyone was thinking that this was still shining as brand new. Look at that. So let's give a little bit of love and you will see how it will look at the end. And of course, we will add the grease at the end. So, after quite a long time, because this is not, let's say, like a Karcher or like a sun blasting machine, we clean all the surface that they were having some dirty, and you can see that at the end, instead of removing water and other, let's say, liquids, acids and so on, we have all the dust and all the oil and all the things that they were sticking into these parts in the floor. So let's say that now we have everything clean, all the connectors, all the cables, all the, well, everything, let's say. And there is nothing that it can be more clean than a new part. So yeah, after that we will continue and proceed to sand all the exterior and to make some other things that you will see in the coming videos. So we are in the painting process. We are going to start all the process of how we put paint in the parts.
and how we do this amazing varnish process. So in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Ya puedes ir a la mano.
Hey, if you have arrived here, please give us a like and subscribe. Bye. Hello. Well, here we are, but let me show you something. Well, this was the left fender. It was not directly on me. So as you can see, this is the finish that we are giving into this Porsche. Left, right fender, the front bonnet, the doors, everything. We have everything ready here. Come here again and just record this, how shiny it is. It doesn't have even an orange peel, and we haven't touched anything. It's straight from this morning cabin. So here we have the car. It's totally ready. The black primer, because at the beginning I explained that we put a white primer, which we work really hard to find the black one. Here you can see still white as well. We wanted to leave a little bit thicker the superfaces that actually all the water stays in and everything. So I prefer to have it more and more, covered. What else? A lot of things. Everything is covered and ready to go. So let's start painting.
sí, el de cristal.
Sí, el cristal lleva este cable
Sí.
y se mete por aquí dentro.
Con la cristal.
Sí, claro.
Hey, remember to give us a like and subscribe. Bye.
Ahora. Ya se nota las rayas.
Voy a pasar visualmente para ese poquito. Ah. Passem-nos veure tot pintat.
Te'n recordo que havies fet del 600?
Sí, que també portava. Sí, sí.
Què t'ha fet ara?
Aquí l'ha posat la corretja.
I ja està?
Les corretges sí. Falta pulir. Tenemos líneas. Vamos a utilizar esos pilares, ¿esto está bien, eh? Sí, que todo bien, todo bien. No, todo está. Hay que dar inclinación.
Mira que no se hace un Hey, if you have arrived here, please give us a like and subscribe. Bye.
No pasa, no pasa. Dejar con esto si entra bien o no. Con eso no.
Mira, a ver. Sí, sí, sí.
Acá.
Vale, aquí. Estaba mirando.
Cortas, largas. No, va así. Vale, vale. Pero no tienes un perfil. Arriba y lo que hace la
ahora coges con Joan, presentáis el cristal, ya lo habéis presentado, lo volvéis a presentar para ir sobre seguro. Una vez que esté presentado, lo marcamos como siempre y vamos por montarlo. Joan, piensa que yo, este coche va para Inglaterra y quiero rozar la perfección. O sea, quiero rozar, tocarla es imposible, pero quiero rozarla y quiero que el coche quede espectacular. Y lo que os digo constantemente, que haya gente que lo pueda igualar, no es fácil, pero puede haber, ¿me entiendes? Pero nadie puede superar el trabajo de Alcalá Technology, nadie.
Mecánica.
Hey, if you have arrived until here, please give us a like and follow us. Bye!
tan petit.
Complicado, ¿no? Complicado.
Solo hay otras estas.
Well, here we are. Now is the moment of the polishment. So we are nearly at the end, so 95% of this project. So, and as you know, we have also, when we paint, we have some dust. Even we have the cabin super clean, everything nailed, but when you paint, unfortunately, you have some spots of dust or imperfection that it may happen. So because we are not the best of the best. I mean, we try to do it every single thing in the appropriate way, but you know, at the end is a manual thing. So these are the things behind the screen that we also like to show that, well, it happens and you need to do that. You can do a full sand after this varnish and then bring the shine again. But as we had an amazing finish, we just want to have an amazing car, just removing these little dust spots. So as you can see, we have different places where we have been sanding, and now we proceed with the polishment. You will see how this product attacks into these surfaces. As you can see that it's no shine anymore, and we develop different processes with the different products. As you may know, the products have different sanding, let's say, microstones, and with these microstones what we are doing is scratching the paint, the varnish, but every step is having less and less micros of these little stones. What at the end what we have is a totally shiny surface. After that, obviously, as we do always, we will finish that with nanoceramic treatment, which gives also an amazing finish that we really like. This, how do we call that? Waterproof, yeah, waterproof process that, well, when you remove that, just a little bit of water and the water slides, that we really love that. Furthermore, what we're gonna do, as we said, we're gonna do PPF also in front, because as this car is coming from UK, it's gonna drive back to UK. So as the customer don't want to get this damage, we're gonna protect the front bonnet, the two sides and the front bumper with PPF. So at least we will have less stone chips and avoid this hard work that we have done here in this car. So yeah, let's continue and let's see how how we will end that, because it's going to be amazing as always. Let's go. So today we have the seats already repaired. I just want to show you what we did. Instead of changing all the leather, as the leather was a little bit cracked but in good conditions, we did a full reconstruction of the leather with the leather treatment, also to check all the holes going one by one, and after that making all the paint matching the same color, the black color of the original leather. So as you can see, and you saw how they were all totally cracked from here, also from here, and even here on top. At least you don't see a really finished product like brand new, but instead of changing and get rid of the old leather, we keep the original, making it cheaper, looking really nice once the car is going to be totally finished. So yeah, let's start fitting. Yeah, here in the garage we never stop with the phone. So yeah, let's start fitting the seats inside. So let's go. So here we are, one of the last steps for this Porsche 993. really happy to say that we are also finishing that. So what we're gonna see during this chapter is how we finish polishing it, because actually it's nearly finished. We need to give a little bit of brightness in all the rest of the part, because as in the front we have the PPF, because this one is going to be driving back to the UK, which we are really proud of. But we were a little bit scared, so that's why we put this PPF. So after the work that we did in the body, removing all the rust, repairing all the front, so and the same, the front bonnet, that we remove all the 4 layers of paint to make it as brand new from factory. So yeah, continuing here, as I explained, we were removing some of the spots of dust that it's normal when you paint, that they go on top of the clear coat, and we remove it. You know that when you sand, you are scratching, so the brightness goes a little bit lower, and after that you need to polish, do some steps. So that's what's gonna happen after my speech. Furthermore, what we have, look at that. All these amount of parts that at the beginning were and the customer will be seeing this video and will be laughing after, because at the beginning was, yeah, just some lights, because you can see that they are like that, and some other parts, and at the end, well, you know, when you really love your car, when you are into the project, and when you, let's say, and being humble, when you meet us and you see the transparency of the project and how we go through, how I text you and I explain how is the status, at the end you start, you know, moving on the project. So rear exhaust change, so you can see all the rubbers, how the door, the seals, how they were glued. Look at that, even you could remove it and the rust was going it with the rubber. So totally, look at that, insane. And all of this was repaired here in Alcalá Technology. Same, do you remember the inside of the door? So the window was not going up and down. Why? Because there was no part that could hold the glass. So yeah, after that, changed the rubbers. Yeah, so as all the rubbers, they get old, and at some point they get cracked, broken at some point. So yeah, we changed them, so the car is looking as really brand new. At the same point, when we were here, we explained to the customer, hey, some of the belts of the engine, they are a little bit cracked, so I'm really worried that if you go driving back to UK, you can get an issue, no? So at the end, what we did, we changed them. Same, so it's totally different, the car now. Another little detail, what about that? This is normally under the hood, anyone take care of that, but imagine, after a full restoration, that you clean, you paint, you do everything brand new, you open the hood, you put your back, and then the hood hits you in the head, I mean, then you will think that I did not a good restoration. So that's why we always go through these little details, because they are needed. What else? Let's continue here. Well, this is from the exhaust, so you can see everything was rusted. Even we were missing the place where the bolt goes. So yeah, we had to create new ones as well. As you can see, how was it? Imagine how was in the car. So it was a full part altogether. So it was really tough to do, but yeah, now it's on and solved. Whereas other parts, same, you can see how cracked it was. So what we did, and you saw it in the video, we put more soundproofing in the floor. So it's already gone. Also, we changed the mats, because with the time they get old and you cannot recover that. I mean, even you clean and you cannot do much more for them. So yeah, and well, all the rubbers, and obviously everything original. So we go through everything original, every single bag, because until the last moment I keep all the bags, all the boxes, so you can see that everything, every single thing is original. So let's continue the car. I hope you enjoy this chapter. I think my speech went too long, but I'm really happy, and when I'm happy I really like to talk a lot and to explain what we did, because it's been a hard work in this one. At the beginning, I didn't think about that, and at the end it really was. So let's continue. Let's see how we finish the car, how we polish, how we clean, and let's see if we can record how we test it in the road and how it looks in the shiny sunshine. Let's continue.